Oh my god, I'm gonna have to change the the thumbnail if everyone's freaking out. I just meant like the end for now because it was the last episode, and this is supposed to be the episode, the live where because the episode aired yesterday, so we're talking about it today. But in all probability, we're going to be talking about the LA Times because this is probably like one of the worst things I could do, but literally like it's not even finished processing yet. When we're on this live, I'm going to publish a video that I've just worked on like a few hours before. Blurry. I think it's just the time that I'm going live. It's like because yesterday I was on Skype with my cousins, and they told me that I was really let me see. I was really blurry. No, that didn't help, did it? Hi to everyone anyway. Sorry, it's blurry straight away. I really think it's just like the time that I'm going on, because it's like they have this thing in the UK that's like basically when all people get home from work and they all turn their kettles on, like and you know all the power and everything is like used. But yeah, like Jacques said, it's internet rush hour. But oh, thanks, Eileen. I don't know. It's so weird because um no, I don't get buffering and blurring. It's so weird because like this channel, it's me. Like this is it. This is the staff, me, and Miss G, and like any money that I make from the channel goes straight back into it. And you know it's some of the other, we have the podcast and stuff. Like the podcast, it's me. And it's me editing it, and that's it. And like, the podcast, I actually lose money on it because I have to pay to host it, and I have to pay um like the Buzzsprout people, and then also like obviously we paid for the theme song and all that stuff. So it's fun. It's something I do for fun. But some people have like these really big podcast productions that are sponsored and things like that. And like, so if they've got like an editor who that's their only job. So but it's the same with YouTube. Like, there are people who have like editors and stuff, but like mine is me. So sometimes when people, like someone the other day was complaining about, like, I think it was the audio or something, and it's like, this isn't a television production studio. I'm so sorry. But the live is really frustrating because it's live and I wish I could make it not blurry, but like then if I do it at this time, because it like works for a lot of people, then trying to, do you know what I mean? Like maybe I should do it at a time where there's less internet usage, and then but I'm moving it now. It won't be on Tuesday anymore because there's no need to have it on Tuesdays anymore because the show is not on. So I think the weekend we can do a poll tonight, and we'll see, because obviously everyone here is like the people who come to most of my lives. So it makes sense to ask you guys as opposed to people who, don't come or come to like the occasional one. So probably I'm guessing the weekends would be the best because, you know, the time and stuff. Oh, Serbia. Oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah. So yeah, bottom line, I'm sorry about the old blur. It should, because this is the other weird thing. Like last week, it was blurry for a bit, and then it literally goes to like crystal clear. So I don't know what's happening. So sorry on the replay. Also, people, if you're like, why is this woman put this up? But if I don't put it up, then people are like, why didn't you put it up? Oh, the life. Anyway, what I was saying is I have literally like once I come off this live, I want you all to go and watch the video that I'm going to publish. And it's probably my most controversial video. And I'm sure there'll be some people who'll be like, meh, to me, because I'm going to pull up on the screen. This article came out in the LA Times. And it's like, obviously, I'm not going to repeat everything that I say in the video because then I don't want to waste your time. And oh, for all the people asking about season 3, like if I obviously I knew about season 3 that I would say, but there's nothing to say because there's still not any news. So, oh, hey Kaya, no worries. Yeah, just Guida, exactly. They don't have anything positive to say. They're very, very negative on the show, very negative. And I talked to a bunch of people today, like people that aren't as positive about Gen Q usually as I am. So like you guys know that I'm friends with Evelyn Dar, who is a really good YouTuber, and she's pretty like balanced with the Gen Q stuff, like, you know, so she likes, so she doesn't. And Chris and Jess, who do Drinks at Dana's with me from the L Word Online, they are very balanced too. Like they're not afraid to say if they don't like something or this or that. I'm pretty easygoing, but there are you guys know, like people are saying, you never say anything, and there are things that I don't like. There are characters I don't like. There are storylines I don't like, but I don't like. Why am I going to waste my time talking about things that I don't like? So this article was just very, very negative. Like, again, like once I got off this, my video is like nearly half an hour long. It like explains everything. And I don't mind if someone comes on and they're like, listen, these are the things I like, these are the things I didn't like, you know. But this article, when season 3 is hanging in the balance and we don't have it yet, and right, like literally that's what they're deciding right now, is whether we're going to get another season. And things like this come out, and then the thing that made me, that I wasn't going to do a video on it, and then the thing that convinced me, Evelyn actually suggested it to me, was this article started trending, and people now, it's like, I don't know, they want to like build their brand on like being negative. So the article just focuses on things, but it's like some of the things aren't true. Like they about Rosie, about Carrie. Where is it? Oh yeah, so they see the here. They talk about Carrie um, uses the alibi of attending anonymous Overeaters Anonymous to mask her alcoholism. We don't know that. Like that's not true. And then there's a bunch of other things. Um, yeah, we know the oh, now it's getting worse. Now it's mine is crystal clear now. My internet is now like perfect. Like even the picture is fixed now. Okay, let me do. Okay. Please vote in the poll. See, this is the thing, like, it's my internet is, like, one thing, and, like, each person's internet is another thing. So, in the beginning, but, like, because I have the stream open on another window to, like, keep an eye on it, and in the beginning, it was, like, blurry, but now mine is, like, crystal clear, like, really good quality and fine. It seems it seems most people are okay. It doesn't matter about this is it doesn't matter about picture or sound or anything, it's all YouTube. I'm not controlling that. That's StreamYard. This is not like YouTube's live system is not like Zoom or telephone or anything like that. Okay, okay. So it seems like we're good. If anybody is having an issue, then maybe just refresh the stream on your end. Because sometimes it's silly, but sometimes that does help. I know, open your window, yeah. So, what I was saying anyway was I did this video because it really infuriated me because it's trending and season 3 and they just really like they went in about stuff that like is not even like it's their own opinion like about things, and then there were some things that so they talked about how the original show had all these guest stars and blah blah blah. And you guys know I did my interview with Marja, so I was editing that today. It would have probably been out today, but then I did this video, so it'll be out tomorrow, my video with her. And it's like half an hour, and I had asked her um if there was anyone that she would love to get on the show. And she told me this whole big thing about how basically this season, the reason that we got like Danny and Gigi and Bette and lots of like main characters pairing together was because they couldn't have all these guest stars coming in because of the pandemic, obviously. And so things like that, like that shouldn't be, put against Gen Q. Like it's a pandemic, like it's not their fault. So I did a bunch of like things like that. And but also this one queer show cannot be everything for everyone. Like they completely and again, I talk way more about this in my video, so please, please, please go watch the video. Um, because they talk about, they talked about Daniela C and trans representation, and it's like, yes, we know the original L Word was trash with trans representation, like, everybody agrees on that. But they like the way they phrased it in here in this article. Look, they put like they basically say, "Oh, there's no genderqueer or non-binary characters." And it's like there's only so many characters, and just the way they were like, although there are multiple trans actors this season, and they just like list them all in a bracket. Like I don't know, I just felt like that was like a bit like demeaning. Like they why are you just shoving them in a bracket at the end and or parentheses for Americans? And then they in nowhere, absolutely nowhere in the article, they do not mention Danny and Gigi or Bette and Pippa. And it's like, I'm sorry, but where else on television do you see two women in their 30s, one dating each other, but also speaking like how much representation for Persian women is on television? And then you have two over 50 black women in a relationship, and you like it just is insane to me. Like how they cannot talk like give them their dues. If you're gonna pull them up on stuff like this and say things like you there needs to be balancing. So if you guys, whenever you come out of here, yeah, exactly, Rosanna. You can represent every single person on in one show. And what we really should be talking about is why is there only one show? Why can't we have all these other shows with proper representation? Yeah, there's just like none. So yeah, it's actually a woman. I looked her up. She says in the article she's an L Word super fan because she's watched the episodes multiple times. I was like, okay. But um yeah, I think people nowadays, like, they'll be really like Evelyn was saying this to me, that like there's a lot of clicks and views and money in being really, really negative. Can you comment? I think so. Oh, no, because that's another thing that um seem to people like always will remove the ability for other people to put their view, and then they also won't put their like own name and face on things. They do have their name on this, but um so yes, so that video, I'll release it right at the end of the stream. And then tomorrow my interview with Marja will be out too. And yeah, it's I think you guys are gonna like it. We talk about loads of stuff. Bet and Tina, Danny and Gigi a lot. I even asked her about the subtitles, about everything. So yeah, you guys will like it. She was so, so nice to me, so cool. And it was just like, honestly, it was just like talking to any of you, like another L Word fan. Like she is like, you know, really, really invested in the show, and she is definitely reading and watching, listening to everything that we say, because there's some stuff she said that I was like, damn, like you are paying attention to what people are saying they like and don't like. Yeah, what can you I would, if well, like, obviously, I made the video, so comment on, um because how YouTube works basically is that the more interaction a video gets, the more it's gonna be circulate like, shown to people. So if you like or comment, it will mean the video will get more traction. So I would take the link for my video. This is like obviously only if you want to do this. Take the link from my video, and Twitter is probably the best one for this, but Instagram if you don't have Twitter, and just say like, I don't know, if there's one put like your main thing, or like the one that speaks to you the most, like say if you were like, "Oh, I I agree with Ash that like Danny and Gigi were, you know, great representation," or something like that, and write just like one sentence like that, and put the link in it and tweet it, and then because then the algorithm will see the same URL, then it will push it more and stuff like that. So Um, but if you can comment and like on the video too, that gets it out. So maybe. Um, okay, so I'll talk about I think most people who are coming are probably here. Um, Parasa, yes. Marja is fantastic because I don't know. I have never, ever, ever in my life heard of another showrunner who literally had an entire, like, over half an hour phone call with a tiny YouTuber. So, um, my video will be out tomorrow. I'm pretty much everything. I haven't really cut anything out of the conversation. Just like a few like bits of just us laughing for ages. Um, and yeah, all the questions I asked her, she gave like cool behind the scenes info, like about pretty much talked about everybody. And I'll probably have it out, my usual time, like 4 p.m. UK, which is like 11 a.m. East Coast and 8 a.m. Pacific time. So, oh, okay, the poll. Okay, let's do one. Jen, thank you so much. Thank you, sweetie. I remember your little horsey thing from last time. Um, okay, let's talk season 3 then. Since I think like most people are here. So season 3. I have spoken multiple times over the last week to Showtime. I spoke to Marja, and they there's still no decision made. That's why I keep saying keep making as much noise as possible because they like the programming director and things like that, they are looking at social media because a show like The L Word where you know, the ratings on live TV don't really matter for the show because they're like they've made it a streaming show now. So when they're getting their streaming numbers, they're also looking at all the stuff on social media that it's generating. And when Marja and I first started talking, like the first thing I said to her was, "Oh my god, like all the cliffhangers." And she was like, "Well, yeah, I really, really want a season 3." So that's like trying to force their hand to give like some sort of resolution because can you imagine if there was no season 3? Like, oh my god, it'd be awful. But the fact that Marja has that overall deal with Showtime, like, it looks good, and just the fact that, like, they've they've put the show, like, through the stream like, the thing with streaming, because if they really were, like, worried about the show too, like, they in I mean, between season 1 and 2, they would've, maybe dialed it down to, like, 8 episodes. I know that the first season, they did that because of, like, Marsha's wife had just had their baby, but they wouldn't have bumped it up, and also, the reason that the news so when they announced season 2, 1, we weren't in a pandemic, and 2, they knew that, Laurel was obviously coming back, so they wanted to capitalize on all of the press that was gonna garner. But I also was told, the other day, like, really recently, that they were really fast to put that news out because when they did season 1, there basically was, like, a deal done where they pretty much said to them, like, "You're gonna do 2 seasons. No matter what happened in season 1, they were getting a second season." So, the fact that, like, we haven't got 3, even though we got 2 so much, faster, it was because they already knew that 2 was, like, a done deal. Um, so I would start to get worried if we haven't heard anything within, like, what should I like, by the end of the month, um, because they usually don't want people to, because there's some people who once the season's over, like, they check out until they know, "Oh, the show's coming back in 2 weeks, like, I'll get back involved with it." And I definitely know that because, like, once season 1 finished, like, my channel dropped off majorly, and then, like, obviously, when the trailers started coming out and things, like, so many more people came in, but then once the season started, like, whoa, so many more people came in. So, I really think we'll hear something soon. I mean, yeah, the episode did only air yesterday, so they're only really looking at it as, like, the season finishing yesterday. I'm just reading what you said. Yeah, the show has been successful. It's just at the moment, this is what Showtime told me anyway. Because of the way the world is and everything with the pandemic, they're just being a lot more like tighter and looking at things like with a more, strict eye because like, things are just different, like, shooting a show is different, like, season 2, it took twice as long to get it out, like, how many times did they push it back and all the, rigmarole and stuff, and it is, like, a little bit different because, like, even this article that I was talking about, they were heavily criticizing the show for not having guest stars, and it's like, they can't. And then there's also a bit in that article where they talk about how, oh, the characters didn't go to any concerts or something, and it's like, "Hello?" But, yeah, they're Sh Showtime when I asked Showtime, that's what they said, was that they're looking at things a lot more than they usually would for renewals and things like that, like, remember that show that was new when Gen Q was, How to Become a God in Central Florida? So that actually got renewed for a 2nd season as well, but then when, the pandemic and everything happened and they were having to push filming, they actually ended up going back and reversing their decision and canceling it because it was just like too, much of a mess to organize. Um, I think Parisa asked about how they measure success on streaming platforms. So they still get numbers on streaming platforms. They still get numbers of people watching, of downloads, of things like that. But most streaming platforms do not release numbers. Showtime don't release it for any of their shows, and sometimes you'll get like Netflix will like really big shows. They'll say, "Oh, like when Tiger King and stuff was out, they were like, "Oh, X amount of households watch this." But generally, streaming companies are very protective with that sort of data and things like that because it's all, advertisers and revenue and saying how many this and that. So, some people asked about like someone else picking it up. I mean, one, you're very limited on who can pick it up and still make it the L word because if you put this show on, I don't know, like Amazon or something, they're not gonna, well, one, just even like a lot of the sex scenes and stuff, they're not gonna go there. They're not gonna do that. It would be like a watered down version of it. But also the L word, like I think because we've had it for so long too now, like maybe we take it a little bit for granted, but there's and whenever you get into these big companies, like some of them that are owned by certain people and they don't want to take on a show like this, but yeah, I think it would be very difficult to find another network to take it. One, because it's like a show, a Showtime show, and I'm trying to think of like another show like that show Hung and things like I just don't think it works in like a traditional streaming, one. Um I mean, obviously, like someone like HBO, but it's like, yeah, I just don't think that would happen, as well, because you get into all those because the L word, like the whole thing where it's Generation Q because they sold all the original L word rights to someone else, and now they've taken it back, and like you get into this whole big thing that I just, and also like the show, if the show was like Shameless or something like that, that had the biggest Showtime ratings of, like, quite a bit, but there really isn't insane numbers of people who watch it at the moment, but I still think that there's such an untapped market with the L Word, especially outside of the US, because I absolutely benefit from the fact that the show's on Showtime because like I put this in the LA Times article video. Like my channel at over the past say 2 or 3 weeks, the peak of content where the show's been on for 9 weeks. It's the finale. There was all those like the watch parties and people wanting to see the videos from behind the scenes and things like that. And so my channel has been like at the absolute max viewership it's ever had. And there were some days, like especially the week that Ari and Seppi went to the watch party, there were some days that I was getting over 100,000 people on my channel. There's some YouTubers who have 1 million subscribers, and that's what they get. And like I'm tiny. And I know so many of those viewers are not in the US, and there's so many people who tell me, "I come to your channel to hear about stuff and to see, like, clips because I can't get the L Word where I live, or I can't get Showtime or this or that." So I just think that there are some weeks, I'm not even exaggerating, there are some weeks that the amount of people who watch the show live on Showtime on a Monday, there's more people on my channel that week than watching it live. So this is what I always say, like there's a disconnect here because there like obviously the people are wanting to see the L Word, and like if they can't, they're coming through this way. So like if you put it up on I don't know, like Apple or Amazon or something that everybody around the globe has access to, and you put up at the exact same time, like how many people would it would be a lot. A lot more people watch the L Word than anybody thinks or anybody knows. I'm just reading what you guys said. Oh, I saw Natita said someone on Twitter said that Bette didn't choose Pippa because Vanessa has a reoccurring role on 911, but Vanessa tweeted about them. Oh yeah, this thanks for writing what she said. Many things happening at the same time, my dear. The universe is abundant and can hold multiple dreams simultaneously. That's what Vanessa said. But this is what I have heard. If the L Word when the L Word gets season 3, I was told that they're going back to filming in February. So if they go back then, they'll still have like some restrictions, I'm sure. And but it won't be like last time when they start, because I don't think even people have vaccinations when they started last time. So and they had days where they had to close the set. Like if you haven't listened to Drinks at Dana's, we had the actor who played Alice's publisher, we had him on, and he was only supposed to be there for 2 days of filming, but he ended up being there, it was 3 or 4, and he got paid for an extra day because they had a COVID outbreak on like I think it was the Thursday or the Friday, and then they went home for the weekend and he had to come back on the Monday. So they had like multiple instances like that. And So, things are filming's gonna be different, but it's October, like, Vanessa Williams has time to go and film 911, and then, you know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna start filming if she's in season 3, she wouldn't start filming till, like, February anyway, and, you know, as she said, you can do things simultaneously, like, there's people that do that all the time. If they made it a YouTube show, they never, ever, ever in a million years would be able to do it on YouTube because they wouldn't be able to afford to do it on YouTube. Oh god, no way. Maybe 10 years ago, but yeah, like you per 1,000 views, you make like well, between like 1 and $6 or something like that. Like, where do I recommend you make noise? Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere. I'm not being arrogant when I say this, but tag me in everything. Tag me in everything because I know that they're watching my stuff. Because they told me so. Brittany said, "I feel like none of the queer women I know in real life are watching." Really? Because I feel like no matter what, like even here on the Isle of Man, which is like the straightest place in the world. Like a lot of people, I'm like the only lesbian that people know. And um this girl that I've like gone out with a couple of times, I went to dinner with her and her friends, and she is friends with this couple who like are lesbians. And obviously I'd never met them before, and like I was sitting next to them, and they were like, "Oh, are you that L word person?" And we started to and but the whole evening we just talked about the L word, and like, she was telling me, "Oh, I think this about." This was before season 2 had started, and it was it was in the no, yeah, it was July. It was just before season 2 started, and I remember, like, we were talking about, like, Bette and Tina and this and that and da da da, and I love it because it's, like, always this thing that, like, you have, and no matter what queer women you meet, you can be like, "So, you seen the L Word?" You know what I mean? Like, it's like our little secret club. And of course, like, I know plenty of do you know what the thing is? There's plenty of straight people who watch the L Word, and I never thought of it this way until I heard this quite recently. So, one of my best friends from high school, her mom and her are huge L Word fans, and the reason she started watching it is because we were, like, best friends in high school, and my girlfriend that I talked about in my coming out video, we obviously watched the L Word and like used to get the DVDs, and we got my best friend into it and she loves it. And then one day she's like, "Oh, showed it to her mom." And her mom is like this just amazing, lovely, like accountant and married to this lawyer. And they're just like the cutest little straight little married couple, and she loves the L Word and she's obsessed with Bet. And she was saying like she loves the show because there's not really any other shows that it's women are like the front and center. It's like women's stories about women. They're not someone's mother or someone's wife or sister or something. And I guess because I'm always looking at it through the lens of I'm gay and I want to see a show about gay women. But she was saying how she loves it because it's like a show about women for women. So I thought that was like really interesting. If they got season 3, there would be I'm 99% sure it'd be 10 episodes. They only did the 8-episode thing because um Marge's wife had just had their baby, so she had like maternity leave or something like that. Oh my god, yes, Vicky, I'm the only gay in the village. Actually, there's it's kind of odd here. Actually, here when I lived here when I was a kid, you could still, and I mean actively, you could still actively be prosecuted for being gay. And in up until I think it was 92 or 93, they got rid of it here. But I mean, of course, they never bothered with women or like prosecuted any women. But they um gay men, they would literally raid their in the 90s when I was alive, they would literally prosecute people, and they'd have like police go in, and the whole police here had to come out recently and do this whole big, rightfully so, like apology and stuff like that because yeah, it was like, and there's still the repercussions of that here. Like it's very rare for like my age, like 30 and below, people are now more open and stuff, but even like I know this older gay couple who one's a dentist and one went to my old school, and even they act now like they're like, if I ever am like introduce them and I'm like, oh, this is so and so and his husband, like he always kind of like looks at me like, is that okay? So yeah, it's weird here, but there's not tons of gay people. I think there's more allies here than gay people, which, at least they're trying. Oh my god, no, discreeta. Always, no one ever, ever, I'm putting this out here. No one ever, ever feel bad for tagging me or commenting or messaging or anything. My inbox, comments, anything is always, always open. Always. You guys are so wonderful and like my videos and stuff like that. And you are always, always open to do any of that stuff. I try and get back as fast as possible, but sometimes, Miss G requires a lot of attention. I don't know whether how many of you have listened to Drinks at Dana's, but in the episode, so like right here, G has like a little nest, and because we record Drinks at Dana so early in the morning, sometimes I've like got up and got dressed and stuff, and G is still in bed, and then she'll like wake up halfway through the recording. And this week, like the second we got to the Bet and Tina stuff, she came in and she was like meow 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 in the microphone, and I had to cut out so many meows, but I couldn't cut them all out. So in the recording, when we're talking about Bet and Tina, you just hear G being like me 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 in the background. It's so funny. Oh, Jashquita, thanks so much for the super chat. I just saw it now. Thank you. You're so sweet. I think I'm behind. Trying to catch up on the chat. Oh my god, yeah, the I used to love going to the watch parties in Florida. They were so fun. And there used like one year I remember there was one that was like it was like the WNBA, or maybe it was the women's no, it was the women's college basketball championship, and there was like an L Word. I think it was season 5. That's it. It was season 5 finale, and Leisha was playing like this tiny concert that had like I literally went with like two of my friends who were a couple, and they had no idea who Leisha was, who the band was, and and I was like, "You did the L Word," and they're like, "Oh, lesbians." So we went to see it, and there was like 30 people there. I bought her a drink, but when I was telling Chris that the other day, she was like, "Oh, bring it up on pants," and I was like, "I don't think she will remember." But Leisha did say she liked my hair. Oh, thanks, Rosanna. Miss G is always the star. She likes to make her presence known. Yeah, Natika. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Yeah, I really think they should do more like with because with the marketing this year, like remember we were all freaking out because the trailer we got it oh well we got it June 1st, the teaser, and then we got the trailer like the end of June. But yeah, I don't know why they don't, because like look at all the marketing Dexter's got and stuff. And I guarantee you there is tons of people who are not aware of this show. And like you said, like there's people like, oh, it's back. And the other thing is that I read a comment the other day, I think it was on Reddit, and someone was like, "Oh my god, are you guys aware that oh no, they said I was watching Gen Q this week and I was so confused because they keep referencing scenes that have never happened. So then I started Googling, and then I realized there was this entire other show back in the early 2000s called the L Word." And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. People are not aware of the L Word, but they're aware of Gen Q. So yeah, like surely that should be some sort of like, I don't know. They need to do like a box set of like the 6 seasons and then 1 and 2 of Gen Q. Oh my god, Catherine, can I be in season 3? I'm not telling you guys to flood Showtime, but and I did well, you're gonna hear it tomorrow, but in in the interview with Marsha, I was like, if you ever need a YouTuber to go up against Alice as like her rival, you know where I am. She like died laughing, so I was like, okay. Yeah, G is very much a Ben Tina fan, yeah. Oh, another poll, yes. What do we want the other poll to be? HD, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's super kind of you. Thank you. I think that's Hong Kong dollars, is it? The closed mouth kissing on TV. Oh my god, yeah. I know. I think that people have this, like, everybody like, I feel like lots of actresses and women feel like they can play, a lesbian, but it's not as easy as it looks. Like, oh, thanks, Kiki. That's like Hong Kong, I think Hong Kong dollars. Oh, thanks, Vera. Yeah, and I probably don't well, I know I don't say this every day, so I'm not saying it enough, but I just absolutely, absolutely love doing this channel, and it has this season has just been like unbelievable. Like, because last season when I started, it was like towards the end, and my channel was only getting started and really small. And I know there's some people who have been on my channel since the very, very beginning, since season one. So it's pretty crazy how, I don't know, like, when I think back, and then when you think about the break between season 1 and 2, like, do you remember when every, like, few weeks, I would just put up another video saying, "Season 2 has been postponed again." That was our lives for months and months and months, was just me being like, "So they're pushing filming again." CJ, thank you so much for the stupid sticker. Thanks. Oh god. Oh, yeah, oh my god, that was horrendous. That was so awful. And yeah, and like, I keep telling Chris and Jess that we should recap the original L Word on Drinks at Dana's, but they won't do it. They said they can't face it. They can't face the original show again. You know what? HACM that said, I was still too young when the OG L Word came out. I became aware when I saw a shaman video on YouTube, but I'm not too familiar with the entire plot. Gen Q got me watching the OG from the start. There's a lot of people who say that they became aware of the show because of YouTube, which, it's crazy when I think about that. Because I mean, obviously, like, I did, if you haven't seen my coming out video, you can go and watch it. I had to send my ex-girlfriend a text the other day, and I was like, so Showtime have asked me to do this thing with them, and I'm gonna, like, talk about you. And then she texted me back and she was like, yeah, just don't drag me through the dirt. And I was like, it's supposed to be a fun video. And also, and then she was like, not that there's much to drag. And I was like, there's a lot to drag. There's a lot to drag. But yeah, I'm not gonna publicly drag. I can't really remember how I first, I think because my ex-girlfriend, her dad was gay, and he was like really into queer as folk, and I think he told us and said like, oh, there's like a female queer as folk coming out. So I think that's how because we were literally like 16, 17 when that word came out, and I just moved to America. Oh yeah, that's a good poll, Venice, because whoa, the when I go back and to do the poll, it like zips through all the chat and it goes so fast. Oh, I need to close this one. Ooh, 80% basically loved season 2. You know what, that's the other thing, like, when I'm talking about making noise, um, if you wanna make noise about I mean, you should make noise, um, about what you want because, as I said before, Marja and the writers' room are absolutely listening to what is being said, talked about, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Rosanna, you know what that is? It's because it takes that amount chatting as the concurrent viewers at that second. So some people go out and in and out and in, and literally, like, even though it'll only say concurrent viewers, like say 200 to 300, when I go out, like it counts each viewer individually that come. So some people might only come in for a few minutes and then leave. But my lives recently have been getting like 3 to 3,500 people in the 2 or whatever hours, which is insane because when like they always say that your live should be like one like at my because I've only got like 9,000 something subscribers. Really, like I shouldn't even be doing lives because the numbers works out that I would if I was following like the formula, I would only get like 10 people in my live. Um Because some of, like, the real like, I've seen, like, YouTubers that have, like, 1,000,000 subscribers, and they get, like, 7 to 800 people in their live. But I've done lives for such a long time, like, really long time. But I love doing them. I think it's fun because I'm just, like, chatting to all of you. Okay, I did a poll, a new poll. And I will still oh, this is what I was gonna say. I'm gonna have, like, a new like, obviously some new stuff going on the channel because I don't have the show anymore. So, what I was thinking of doing until so in December, I did this thing last year, that a lot of people liked, and it's very, like, common on YouTube to do. I did like an L word advent calendar. So I'll probably do like just like a lesbian advent calendar so I can do like Grays and Station 19 and stuff. And so in December, I released a video every single day last last Christmas. So I'll do a poll for that in a second. So I'm I'm gonna do that again this year, I think. So that starts on the 1st of December. So from now, the middle of October until the end of November, I'm basically going to do like that's 6 weeks. So I'm gonna do an L word video every week that'll be like, all the callbacks to the original L word and Gen Q and like hottest moments in season 2 and like best kisses and stuff like that for those 6 weeks. And then I'm doing Station 19 videos. I'm gonna start doing I'm doing Dexter, but I was thinking about maybe doing something with Succession, but I don't think that many people watch that. Um, and then let me know what you think about this because I was going to do like some sort of like flashback Friday or woman crush Wednesday and do like looking at old lesbian content like Callie in Arizona, um, like Willow and Tara from Buffy, like things like that that no one's reacted to or talked about because YouTube didn't exist then, or YouTube in this current format where people do things like that didn't exist. So that would mean every week it would be like I would do a live, I would do Station 19, I would do an L word video, I would do this Flashback Woman Crush Wednesday, and then I may do something with Dexter. So, what's everyone's thoughts about that? Kinky, thank you so much. That's so sweet, and what a lovely message. She said, Ash, thank you so much for your videos. I've had a really hard time lately as I haven't seen my family for over 2 years. Oh my God. But you always made my day. Hope that there's a season 3 for us to keep gathering here. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. And we will still be gathering. You come here every week and there will be content. And I don't know. I don't let me know what you think about the lives because I enjoy them. So I would still do them every week and we could I don't know, maybe I could do something where I'm like there could be like a homework, and I say, "Oh, this week we're going to watch something." And then we all go away and watch it and then we come back and we could put it on the screen or something like that. Like maybe even we could be like, "Oh, we don't have to do it in any order or anything, but we could be like, "Oh, go watch episode season 5 of episode 4 of the L Word," or something like that. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Yeah, I'm gonna do Dexter, but I assume that it'll get really tiny viewers because who's gonna watch me talking about Dexter apart from some of my own viewers who watch it, but they're I don't think tons of my viewers watch it. So yeah, we'll do Dexter and Station 19, which is really good. And yeah. But I am intrigued by doing like the older, like flashbacky stuff. And what did I oh, there's that show coming out, um, Tampa Bay's. So there's there'll be some other stuff to cover, I'm sure. Oh, Beth, that's so cute. You plan your things. Yeah, we're gonna do them. I will move the lives probably to the weekend because I know it'll be easier for people with like work and stuff. I know some people work out like outside of 9 to 5, but hopefully it'll be easier for most. Yeah, that's good. I was just reading. No, no, I definitely won't stop the lives. I definitely won't stop the lives. Drunk lesbians watch. Hmm. I don't drink. I could do sober lesbian watches. You know what? Kathy said I suggest showing how the characters from the L word have evolved from now to then. I've tried some stuff like that, and it never really gets like that many, because that obviously when the show was on break, like, there was nothing to talk about. So I did, for anyone who's, like, new to the channel, like, you know, within this past couple of weeks the show's been on, I did recap the entire 6 seasons of The L Word, which are all on my channel if you wanna watch them. I was thinking maybe because, like, obviously I made those when I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't really know 100% what I'm doing, but I would maybe do, like, a season discussion on something, um, and I have tried out things like that, like, I did the psychology of the L Word, and I talked about, like, Bette and stuff, and I've tried, like, other things, like, I tried a lot of stuff with when I was doing those videos every day for Christmas, but yeah, and sometimes it's so random and weird what people watch, things that I literally things that I think, "Oh, yeah, people will love this." They hate it. And then things that I'm like, "No one's gonna watch this." They do really well. So, it's so hard to know. And a lot of it, I'm aware that like, normally, you can if you're a YouTuber, you can look at it and say, "Oh, my views are really good here," and, like, "Oh, people stay and watch way longer on this one," and but with me, it matters what the show's doing. Like, it doesn't matter if right now, today, I put out the best made video ever and it was, like, amazing because the show's on break, no one's gonna care that much. But during the show, even if I put out the worst video in the world, it would still get views because especially, like, it's really funny, like, and honestly, I find it so interesting, like, looking at all, like, the analytics because it's like a little mini representation of, like, Gen Q viewers, because when something happens, like, normally it would be, like, Bet and Tina, so, like, if when I was doing the original, watching the original show, you can see literally if you just showed me a graph of all the videos, I could tell you which the episodes were because when something great would happen with Bet and Tina, like the She Bar episode or something, so many more people would watch that video. But now, I mean, it's the same a bit, like, if Tina's in an episode, people are more interested, but what is absolutely the most popular thing by far is Danny and Gigi. Like, they absolutely annihilate everyone else. They are so popular. Like, that week that Danny and Gigi slept together, and then Ari and Seppi were in, Henrietta Hudson's. That was the best weekend for my channel ever. Like, I got so many views because they were at that watch party. I saw a few people asking about 3. Yeah, it should I mean, I would assume it's this week that they're gonna announce it, but it just depends. Like, for all I know, Showtime could have some big, huge meeting on the 30th of October. I mean, the people that I talk to at Showtime a lot, like, they're very, very nice and very transparent, and I would like one of them especially, I would even say, like, we're friendly, like, we like talk about stuff about the show and people and stuff like that. So I definitely think they're like being truthful, um because they'll always say, like, there's like an email chain of, like, if something cool, like, if there's something cool on my, I don't know, somebody says something cool or makes a cool edit, then I'll, like, send it, and then, like, they were telling me that sometimes if there's something cool on, like, the, Showtime Twitter or something, like, they'll send it to Marja, and, it's just everybody just loves the show, and, like, Honestly, you'll hear it in my interview tomorrow with Marja. Like, I don't think there's anyone who could listen to that interview and say, "Oh, this is just a job," or something like that. Like, her passion for the show really, really came across to me during the phone call, and she really, really wants another season. And yeah, she just seemed like really passionate about the show. Sharon said, "Will you try and get a chat with Rosanne Zayas again?" Yeah, she actually was so nice to me and so cool. And she said that, you know, sometime in the future that she would I had like an IOU. So she's super nice. Oh, did CJ go? Bye, CJ. I don't know whether you went. Um yeah, that interview with Marja and Ari and Leo was really nice. Oh, Pants Live was really good. It was at 1 or 2 in the morning here, so yeah, it was, that day was very all over the show. But, yeah, talking to Kate and Leisha, I don't think they're as up and up about social media as like Marja and Ari and Seppi and all that stuff, but they were super nice and yeah, they're cool. I'll probably wrap up too in a sec, guys, because I am super starving. Need to go eat my soup from Marks and Spencer's. And I'm gonna publish that video. So after when I close this down, go please go watch my video. Hopefully no one takes it the wrong way. I mean, that's the other thing, people sometimes I think people, forget that this is I mean, I literally talk about this show 50 hours a week. Like, it's a TV show at the end of the day, you know? The people that get, like, on their high horses and they'll be like, "Oh, how can you like Gigi? She's a cheater." And I'm like, "Listen, dude, like, I'm not taking my moral compass from her decisions and saying she's a good character." Oh, bye, Rosanna. I'm putting a video the second that this live ends, I'm publishing a video that is basically talking about how I don't agree with the article that was in the LA Times in the last 24 hours or so. And then tomorrow, my interview with Marja, the showrunner, will be out. So, two controversial videos. Can we get a comment from Miss G? Miss G is in bed, I think, actually. Normally she's here at her little nest, but I think she's in bed. She'll have many comments for you in Drinks and Datas this week. Actually, I don't know when we're recording this week because Jess is in Egypt. Oh yeah, what you need to ask Ari, does she wanna come on our show? Oh, I wish I was gonna be in Girls in Wonderland in Florida this weekend. Oh, I'm literally gonna um probably probably around Christmas I'm gonna book to go to Florida in like February or something, just for like a week to go and chill. Night, Rosanna. Yes, Miss G is really recovering from the finale. Um, Kathy said, "But why did Gigi cheat? That's why I wonder." Do you know what? And this is totally just my own thought. I really think that they probably regret that, making Gigi uh, having cheated, because I don't think they at the time realized how much people would love Gigi. And, it was an explanation for why Nat and her were divorced. So, oh, thanks, Brittany. I lived in Tampa for 12 years, so I'm in Florida a lot. It's honestly weird that I haven't been there in like two, well, since the pandemic, which I normally go like 2 or 3 times a year. So yeah, it's weird that I'm not. Oh God, Ness, I hope you get your heating fixed. It's getting cold now. Oh, thanks, Vera. Oh, you've never been? Oh, how you'll like it. This is the perfect time to go to, because it's not too hot and it's like not, nice out and stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go too, since everyone's leaving. But I'm gonna publish the video now if you need something to watch. And the other thing just to say is, you know, when well, I'll probably say it in my Marja interview, but like at the end of the day, I am not a journalist, and I know I'm not a journalist. I am just an L Word super fan who was super lucky, and she gave me her time, which is like, what showrunner? That's insane. Like, that's insane that a showrunner rang a tiny YouTuber. So, um, and I only had a certain amount of time too, so I could only a lot of the questions changed in the moment too, because like we got into kind of like a flow and talking about certain things. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was an awesome experience. She's a really, really nice person, and she really loves the show. So what else can you ask for? And yeah, so I'm gonna publish the video now. So I hope that you guys like it. It's a little bit, we gotta protect our show, right? It's our show. So, and oh yeah, close the poll. Close the poll. Thank you so much, as always, to everyone who, ooh, I didn't think it would be that I mean, yeah, like it's Fortina, but I thought it wouldn't be that high. Um, so yeah, you're all the best, and this has been so fun doing this every week, and I'm not going anywhere. Like, yes, the L Word is over, but there's plenty of other lesbians in the world to talk about. So as I said, I'm gonna still be doing Station 19. I've still got L Word videos coming, for the end of the season and stuff, and I will be picking up maybe some older content that there's still stuff to talk about. And if anybody has any recommendations, please send them my way. I will be talking about some other shows too that aren't queer adjacent. So just let me know. My messages, comments, as I said before, are always open for anyone. I will reply as quickly and as speedily as I can. So you're all the best, and I love you very much. You're the best subscribers in the world. I hope that you all have a great rest of the day, that you're good to yourselves, good to each other, good to animals. Miss G loves you too. And we'll see you very soon. Don't forget the video's coming out now. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. And next weekend, I will have my live. I'll put the link live early so that you can know when, but probably on Saturday I'll do it. All right. Love you guys. Bye.